Hey, I'm Madison. Welcome to Small Bima Big Torah, a channel about practical leadership for small Jewish communities. In this first video, I want to talk about why small congregations need a different kind of advice. Many conversations about synagogue leadership assume a certain reality: a large congregation, professional staff, the clear divisions of responsibility. The rabbi leads the community, the cantor leads the music, the educator runs the school, and the administrative staff just run around handling all the logistics. But many Jewish communities don't function that way. And for the past several years, I've been working behind the scenes to help lead a small Jewish community. I started the way many people do, sitting in the seats. And I discovered very quickly that sitting in the seats and leading services are two very completely different things. Even when you know the prayers, leading them is different. Making a synagogue budget is different from advising someone what to buy. Running programs are different from imagining them. And when I went looking for help, guess what? I ran into another challenge. There were resources, yeah, but almost everything was behind a paywall. There were consulting services, expensive software programs, CRM, professional toolkits. If a congregation had the budget, those resources could absolutely help them function better. Those were lifelines that I hoped I could find for my group, but they were behind a paywall I couldn't afford. Because many small communities or congregations simply don't have that kind of budget. So we end up doing what many small congregations have always done: spreadsheets, homemade signs, trying to find volunteers, learning as you go. It's just a lot of trial and error. I had also many generous people who offered to help me. But when the moment came to actually asking them for the help, most of them were understandably busy. They wanted to help, but they had their own congregations and communities that they were leading. Everyone is stretched thin. So I did what many people in small communities end up doing. I started digging for training wherever I could find it. One place that helped was Darshan Yeshiva, where I took courses to strengthen the area I realized I needed to learn as a lay leader. It gave me a nice, confident foundation and a small certificate, so at least I could say I did some training. That training was helpful, and it did give me tools. But, geez, another realization slowly became clear. As a lay leader, I was already functioning in many ways as the rabbi of the community, even though I didn't have the training, the support, or the shmika to be able to do it. I had been teaching B'nai Mitzvah students for years, and I jokingly described my own Hebrew knowledge at the time as sixth grade Hebrew. I was the perennial sixth grade Hebrew student over and over and over again. I didn't know how to design or modify services when our small community needed them, because guess what? Small communities almost always need modified services, especially if you don't know until halfway in the service if you're even going to have a minyan. I didn't know how to think about growing a congregation either. I knew our community needed to grow, but I didn't even know what questions to ask. So eventually I found a training program online where lay leaders from many different communities were gathered together. But suddenly the same questions kept coming up again and again. And guess what? The training program was not even equipped to handle those questions. People were saying things like, "We don't have a rabbi right now. Can someone help me learn how to lead high holiday services? Our congregation can't afford a full-time clergy member at this moment or a part-time clergy person at this moment. How do we handle this?" I'm basically acting as the rabbi of my community, and I'm trying to learn what that actually means. They're asking these questions. And I realized something important. No one was equipped to answer these questions. or they were trying to answer the questions, but they didn't have any answers. So they just kept going forward with their training because the questions people were asking were derailing them from what they had prepared. So these challenges, I realized then, were not unique to my community. They were happening all over the place. But eventually, for many different reasons, and I can talk about that later, I decided to go to rabbinical school. I was searching for deeper knowledge and better tools to serve communities, also authority and a title that I need to perform some of the services like marriages that I can't do now as the lay leader. And I just really wanted to be there in name as well as body for the group that I was helping to lead. And rabbinical school has been incredibly valuable so far. But I also discovered something that many professions share and something that they never tell you when you sign up for rabbi school, or at least all the ones I know of. Excuse me. In some ways, it's a bit like law school. It teaches you how to think, how to analyze texts, how to understand tradition, and how to approach complex questions. It teaches you how to read the Torah. It teaches you how to find stuff in the Talmud. It even teaches you your ethical principles. But guess what? It doesn't teach you how to do the everyday work of leading a small congregation. And that's why I wanted, much of the reason why I wanted to go to rabbi school in the first place. And that brings us to the purpose of this channel. Small Bima, big Torah. This channel exists to explore the practical side of Jewish leadership in small communities, the questions that arise when you don't have a large staff, a big budget, full-time institutional structure, maybe not even a volunteer, or no expectations of what service numbers could possibly be. My hope is to share some practical insights with you. Some of the lessons I learned along the way, because I am absolutely still learning, and the tools that might help others who are carrying similar responsibilities, and maybe they don't have to go through all of the challenges I went through. And maybe, if nothing else, this channel can help someone sleep a little better at night, knowing that you're not the only one who's asking these questions. You're not the only one who understands that the whole scope of tools for congregations are made for the people who can pay for them, when 80% of the congregations are small congregations, whether you're Jewish or whether you're another denomination. 80% of the congregations are so small they can't even afford one full-time clergy member. How can you afford these tools? So maybe it can help, because many small communities are carrying big Torah. So I want to say that no one should have to figure this out alone. You can't. It's not fair. But we do, because we love the groups we work with. But I hope this video and this channel helps you not only see that you're not alone in leading a small community, but that it gives you more practical advice to help your congregation carry a big Torah with care and confidence. But I won't always be right, and I've never said I'm perfect. So I definitely want you to know that we are learning together. But I'm great at learning, and I'm great at sharing. And I'd love to bring some people along with me, because then I can learn from you too. So welcome. Small Bima, big Torah.